All right, so if you clicked on this video, chances are you are thinking about buying a Jupiter, aka Harbor Freight 1500 watt inverter. Okay, so in this video, what I'm gonna do, or maybe you own one and what you're doing is you're trying to see its capabilities. I don't know your reasoning for clicking on the thumbnail, but regardless of what it is, if you're interested in inverters or off-grid living at all, I mean, this channel has everything for you. Me and my wife built this entire off-grid house from the ground up. Just me and her, not like these other bullcrap channels. The playlist for all that is going to be at the end of this video in the top right hand corner. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and zip on out here to this storage shed, aka old camper that just kind of came with the property when we bought it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this big compressor here. This is untested. I have not tried to do this before. Okay, this is not a small compressor. It is probably 15 amps, and the wattage on it, you know what? I'll go ahead and look and see if it has some kind of a label or something that says the wattage on this thing. Hopefully it's not over or some kind of electrical stuff. I mean, you can see I've not tested this yet. Okay, let's check this real quick here. See if we can find something about wattage or amps on it. I'm not seeing it just jumping right out at me here. So, well, what I'm gonna do anyway, it's big. This is what it is right here, okay? And I mean, oh, it's a 12 amp right there. Boom, 12 amp. So I'm gonna be kind of pushing it here and we're gonna see if this will work. Okay, the battery setup that I have going on, that I'm gonna be running that 1500 watt Jupiter, aka Harbor Freight inverter. It's a serious battery setup. It's around 400 amp hours. Okay, I mean that's a freaking lot. That is like a super amount of power. So, but we're not doing a review on any of the batteries or anything of that nature. What we're doing is I'm going to talk about the inverter and how it works, and I have a lot of experience with that exact inverter. I have two of them in this place, and I've had a 5000 watt. It was just a little bit too big, so I went ahead and I just downgraded because it was just kind of running the crap out of my battery. So, you know, I didn't want to do that because just having an inverter on will kill your battery life. So I just figured, see, there's my other one there. Boom. And as you can see there, I have something that keeps track of the voltage that's going on there. And I have solar panels hooked up to all this stuff. I mean, like I said before, you know, I wish that this channel and me doing it and the playlist I suggested was around prior to me building this place. That's for gosh darn sure. Okay, so this is a 12 amp deal. That's a 1500 watt inverter. What I'm going to do first here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fire up. Okay, and this thing is freaking awesome. This is a remote start, and basically it starts the generator. And I got this from generatorupgradesupply.com. It's freaking awesome. The generator is out there in that box I built, and that's also another video in the playlist. And also I keep this here so I can keep track of how much time I got left in that tank right there. Go ahead and click resume, boom, right there. And it's real simple. Fire it up, hit A to start, and then C to choke. Fired right up, it's fired the generator. And the reason I'm gonna be having these batteries charging while I'm doing this is because I'm going to be sucking a lot of power from these freaking batteries at one time, and that's not real good for batteries. And I got, you know, $800 worth of freaking batteries here. I'm going to try to not mess them up as much as possible. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and keep some kind of charge on them, because like I said, I'm not testing the batteries. Okay, I'm testing the inverter. And a big mistake people make with this stuff is they won't have the right size cable. See, these are 3 cable, okay, 3/0 gauge cable. They're like pretty much the thickest. I actually have, I'll show you the exact thing that is in the package and what have you. They're 3 foot long. So I mean, if you're going to have this inverter, you have got to have the correct cables. And I also have all my batteries connected with these. Okay, that is what that, oh, I'm sorry, number 2/0 AWG gauge cable. That's what you know, that's all I use. I have a whole lot of those, and they're all connected to batteries and to this inverter. And you really want to not have them this long, but it just kind of is what it is. I've never had any issues out of these. I actually had one on a freaking crab potting boat, and I had it, you know, it stayed on it, and what it ran a freaking winch and did like all these things that you're not supposed to do with one of these deals. And the only thing that went bad on it was the freaking USB connectors while I had it out in the salt water, like, you know, running a freaking winch, lifting 6,000 foot of freaking crab pot line. I mean, it was just like some crazy stuff. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and plug this bad boy in, and what we're gonna do is see if this 1500 watt deal will run this 12 amp, okay? There's a 12 amp compressor, you know, and this is like straight, you know, this is a raw video. I just straight was like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do a review on this inverter real quick. These things have been doing me good. I'm sure a lot of people are curious about them. So, all right, let's go ahead and try to fire it up, see exactly what happens here. All right, and really important here, I mean, a lot of people think it's really important. Like, I just have not seen too much of a difference yet in using these things. I mean, this is the first time I've really, because these things are running the freaking whole cabin. So I'm gonna learn down the road if this is a big deal or not. But this is a modified sine wave inverter. It is not a pure sine wave inverter. And basically what that means, I mean, you see stuff about it all over the freaking place. Basically, like a modified sine wave is basically like, okay, what it does to the power that comes out of here, the power that comes out of here through this cord is a little bit choppier than if you had a pure sine wave inverter. If it was a pure sine wave inverter, it wouldn't be as choppy. Okay, so basically, like this thing, because it's modified and not pure, it is a dirtier power. I mean, not dirtier as in like, you know, fossil fuels and what have you, but like with running sensitive electronics, like I got these chargers here, which I've been running off that freaking thing. I got laptops, I got LCD TVs. I mean, so far I haven't seen any issues. I mean, and also it will be easier on your batteries as well if it is a pure sine wave inverter. So, I mean, you know, pure sine waves are better, you know, from all the research I've been doing. I've been researching the heck out of this crap. But this is working for me, and this thing, you know, the price is right on. You can get it brand new, take it back, Harbor Freight, you know, all that Harbor Freight good stuff. Okay, it didn't do it. That was too much for it, you know, straight up. That was just too freaking much. It wouldn't handle that. It just absolutely would not handle that at all. Maybe we'll try it again. So let's see if our voltage, see what our voltage does here. Nope, it won't get it started. So, you know, it won't do all that. And I just went ahead and looked, and I looked at 12 amps. So basically what that is it's just under 1500 watts. But the startup for that thing, I mean, you know, everything's not perfect with electricity and stuff. The startup, it just can't quite make it. So it's just under, the 12 amps is just under what that thing is rated for at peak wattage, but it's just not enough to get that freaking compressor started. Basically, these things have been great, and, you know, I'm not exactly sure how many watts 12 amps is, but I'm sure, you know, it's too many wattage or whatever to get this thing started off of this thing. But basically, like, this thing has been great, and as long as you're not trying to run through too many watts through it, it'll work great for you.